Movies on the Brain, where we scale new heights with the most exciting films out there. I'm Jason, and today we're tackling the adrenaline-pumping action of Skyscraper. Directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber, Skyscraper is a high-stakes thrill ride that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Starring Dwayne Johnson, this movie blends heart-stopping action with awe-inspiring visuals. Just a quick heads up though. This review will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, pause here, watch it, and come back. In Skyscraper, we witness feats of bravery and engineering marvels that push the boundaries of imagination. So strap in and join me as we explore this towering adventure. Now let's see how it did in the box office. Skyscraper opened in theaters on July 13th, 2018, and had a budget ranging from $125 to $129 million. During its 11-week theatrical run, it earned $68.4 million domestically and $236.4 million internationally, bringing its worldwide total to $304.8 million. Its opening weekend saw it earn $24.9 million, finishing number 3 in the box office, only behind Ant-Man and the Wasp and Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation, numbers 2 and 1 respectively, with Hotel Transylvania 3 opening the same weekend. Final week in theaters saw it earn $84,775 while being shown in 102 theaters, finishing its box office run at number 49. In 2020, it had a 3-day re-release from July 13th through the 16th, but only in Ukraine, Brazil, and Singapore, and in those 3 days in those 3 countries, it earned $1,867. Now let's get to the plot. Will Sawyer, a Marine veteran turned FBI hostage rescue team commander, loses his left leg below the knee when he and HRT colleague Ben Giuseppe encounter a hostage taker with a suicide bomb. 10 years later, Sawyer is a private security consultant who is recommended by Giuseppe to review the security for the world's tallest skyscraper, Hong Kong's 3,500 feet, which is approximately 1,060 meters, 225 floor curl for owner Zhao Longji. Sawyer is joined by his wife, Sarah, and 2 children, Henry and Georgia, staying with him on the not yet opened residential floors. Sawyer meets with Zhao, Giuseppe, and security director Okeki, and head insurance underwriter Pierce to report that the computerized fire and security systems have passed the test, though he needs to inspect the off-site security center. Zhao provides Sawyer with a tablet that gives him complete control over the Pearl systems. Sawyer and Giuseppe head to the off-site facility. The thief hired by international terrorist Horace Botha attempts to steal the tablet. Giuseppe reveals that he is also working with Botha and attacks Sawyer for the tablet, but the confrontation concludes with Giuseppe dying. Botha and a group of his men break into the Pearl and undermine the safety systems by using a water-reactive chemical to start a fire on the 96th floor, creating a barrier that renders it impossible to enter or exit from the upper 130 floors. Sawyer tries to return to the Pearl, but is attacked by Zaya, one of Botha's associates. Zaya and her agents take the tablet and kill everyone at the off-site facility. They then use the tablet to disable the fire extinguishing systems in the Pearl and activate the air vents to spread the fire to the upper floors. Zhao and Okeki send security guards to rescue Sawyer's family, but the guards are killed by an explosion and the family is believed dead. Urged on by Pierce, Zhao orders the remaining personnel to evacuate via helicopter. Pierce reveals he is also an agent for Botha, killing all but Zhao, who escapes into his penthouse apartment and subsequently locks it down from any intrusion. HKPF Inspector Wu and his team attempt to secure the Pearl and capture Sawyer, who is believed to be behind the incident. Sawyer evades them and makes his way into the Pearl above the fire barrier using a crane from an adjacent building. He kills Pierce before Pierce can kill his family, though Georgia is separated from the others. Sawyer has Sarah and Henry right through the fire barrier in a free fall elevator before applying the emergency brakes, letting them escape safely. Sarah immediately explains the situation to Wu and that both his men will likely escape via parachute to a nearby landing zone. Sawyer finds Georgia, but they are captured by Botha, who demands Zhao in return for Georgia. Sawyer is forced to dangerously scale the outside of the building to access the security panel for Zhao's penthouse, and enters and confronts him. Zhao explains that Botha had extorted money from him during the $6 billion construction project by threatening to cripple his workforce, but he kept a detailed computer file of the transactions as insurance, which can reveal accounts and names of the three crime syndicates Botha works for. So Botha instigated the attack to obtain the records since his employers threatened to kill him. Sawyer brings Zhao to Botha at the top of the skyscraper, acquiescing to the trade for Georgia. However, Zhao distracts Botha so Sawyer and Zhao can kill Botha's thugs. Botha grabs Georgia and threatens to drop her off the building. Sawyer outsmarts him, rescues Georgia, and leaves Botha to die in a grenade explosion as he falls. Wu leads an attack on the likely drop zone, securing Zaya after Sarah subdues her and killing her thugs. Sarah recovers the tablet and uses it to restart the Pearl system, extinguishing the blaze. Sawyer, Georgia, and Zhao are brought down safely by helicopter, and the Sawyer family happily reunites while Wu acknowledges and finally meets and greets Sawyer. Zhao states his intention to rebuild the Pearl, shown to have massive fire damage extending from the 96th floor to the roof. Now let's check out the cast and some other roles they've had. Dwayne Johnson as Will Sawyer. Other roles for Dwayne Johnson include Black Adam in Black Adam, Mitch Buchanan in 2017's Baywatch, and Frank Wolf in Jungle Cruise. Neve Campbell as Sarah Sawyer. Other roles for Neve Campbell include Sidney Prescott in the Scream franchise, Raven in the TV show Twisted Metal, and Rebecca in Castle in the Ground. Ken Han as Zhao Longji. Other roles for Ken Han include Shang Tsung in 2021's Mortal Kombat, Wu Jing in the TV show The Blacklist, and Lao in The Dark Knight. Roland Moeller as Chorus Botha. Other roles for Roland Moeller include John in Black Lotus, Carl in Blood Red Sky, Kurt in Riders of Justice. Noah Taylor as Mr. Pierce. Other roles for Noah Taylor include Adolf Hitler in the TV show Preacher, Petman in the TV show Foundation, and Gordon in Free Fire. Byron Mann as Inspector Wu. Other roles for Byron Mann include John in Dark Asset, Uncle Six in the TV show Wu Assassins, and Detective Ben Lee in The Ravine. Hannah Quinlivan as Zaya. Other roles for Hannah Quinlivan include Lucy Lin in the TV show Moon River and Ming Lee in Skyfire. Pablo Schreiber as Ben Giuseppe. Other roles for Pablo Schreiber include George Mendez in the TV show Orange is the New Black, Master Chief in the TV show Halo, and Ray Merriman in Den of Thieves. Guy Ma as Fire Chief Sheng. Other roles for Zai Ma include Zhao in 2020's Mulan, Hawking in Bad Company, and Grover in Tiger Tail. McKenna Roberts as Georgia Sawyer. Other roles for McKenna Roberts include the junior high friend in Barbie, Diane in Project Puppies for Christmas, and 10-year-old Rue in the TV show Euphoria. Noah Cottrell as Henry Sawyer. Other roles for Noah Cottrell include Diego in the TV show Punky Brewster, Ivan in the TV show Saturdays, and Simon in the TV show The Spiderwick Chronicles. Elfina Luck as HKPF Sergeant Khan. Other roles for Elfina Luck include Nurse Villanueva in the TV show The Good Doctor, Danny in The Curse of Willow Song, and the Secretary of Homeland Security in Sonic the Hedgehog. Adrian Holmes as Angie Okeki. Other roles for Adrian Holmes include Philip Banks in the TV show Bel Air, Heat and Chain, Clark in Sheltering Season. Matt O'Leary as the skinny hacker. Other roles for Matt O'Leary include Finn in Time Lapse, Pax in the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Lieutenant Benz in Welcome to Marwen. Kevin Rankin as Ray. Other roles for Kevin Rankin include Bryce in the TV show Claws, Billy Rayburn in Hell or High Water, and Kenny in the Breaking Bad franchise. Now let's get to my thoughts. Even though The Rock essentially plays himself like in mostly every other movie I've seen of his, he was fine in this. I didn't really mind him. He more or less did what he was supposed to do, even though he was playing himself. Premise for the movie makes little to no sense to me. Why would anyone want a building 3,500 feet tall? Now, sure, I bet the view would be gorgeous, but I don't like heights, so if a building like that existed, I wouldn't go higher than maybe the fifth floor, maybe sixth. Nev Campbell and The Rock have surprisingly good chemistry together. Their scenes together were pretty great. Having The Rock be an amputee after the first 5 minutes was a choice, but I loved how he used his prosthetic leg to help him in some of the situations he was in. I'm really not sure why I didn't watch this when it first came out, but it had always been on my watch list because of the trailers I saw. It looked good. The use of duct tape to scale the building was genius. I also like the way they used Roland Muller's real accent as a way for Sarah to identify him after running into him prior to the fire starting. This is one of those disaster movies that I probably will have to watch a few more times because honestly, there's so much about it that I'm more than positive I missed. The fact that it was nominated for Best Action Movie in 2018 by IGN and lost to Mission Impossible Fallout says a lot about this movie. Now let's check out some fun facts and trivia about this movie. When Will Sawyer and Zhao first meet, greets him with some Mandarin, and Zhao replies in the same language, but there are no subtitles on the screen. He's asking in jest, "Your Mandarin is quite good. How is your English?" Production designer Jim Bissell said in an interview with the New York Post that the skyscraper is named for and designed after a Chinese myth of a boy who found and swallowed a pearl and ultimately transforms into a great dragon. The building resembles this dragon with its copper-colored tail spiraling to the bottom, clutching the mythical pearl in its jaw at the top of the tower. And that's a wrap on our review of Skyscraper. This movie takes us to new heights with its breathtaking stunts and intense action sequences. It's a roller coaster ride that keeps you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to like and subscribe to Movies on the Brain for more exhilarating movie discussions. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Skyscraper or any other high octane films you've watched. Drop your comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep reaching for the sky and embracing the adventure.